Good evening, everyone. I am Vishnu Jagtap, and in front of all of you, I am presenting the Wall Street Journal newspaper headlines. So, first of all, consumer woes press Apple, Google. Next, tech results in spotlight. Next, ice storm leaves 3 lakh without power in Tex. Next, US is tracking suspected China spy balloon. Next, European banks diverge from Fed. Next, prices rises 5.6% for 983 drugs. Next, cooling job market puts bosses back in the driver's seat. Next, destruction videos turn machine operators into celebrities. On page number 2 in US news section under that almost 1000 drugs get more expensive. Next, Google tax deal sets rules for US companies. Next, Biden's top economic advisor to resign. Next, Google ad revenue declines. Next, on page number 3 in US news section under that homicide cases fell in major cities last year. Next, tactics shift on crime hotspot. Next, power outages persist for thousands in Texas. On page number 4 in US news section under that Republicans back off safety net cuts. Next, Democrats revive bid for paid time off. Next, Biden calls for probes into Trump allies. Next, Apple and streak of sales rises. On page number 5 in US news section under that GOP outages Omar from Foreign Affairs panel. Next, FBI to search Pensy home for additional classified materials. Next, DC reimagines its downtown with housing in empty offices. Next, on page number 6 in US news section under that TikTok opens playbook on transparency. Next, San Bennett joins effort to ban app. Next, economist named to top markets post. Next, council woman in say reveal is killed. Next, many children not yet reunited with parents. Next, Guantanamo detainee released. Next, Chinese spy balloon suspected. On page number 7 in World News section under that Russia claims new gains in Bakhmut. Next, Zelensky presses EU chief on membership progress. Next, Putin equates Ukraine. Nazis threatens to escalate war. Next, call for South Korean arms rises. On page number 18, World News section under that Netanyahu, Macron discuss Iran threat. Next, Tehran blames Israel's for attack. Next, Israel and Sudan agree to revive peace deal. Next, Australia to remove British monarchy from its banknote. Next, ECB lifts key rate half point. On page number 9 in from one page 1 section under that these stars are crushing it. Next, US bosses are back in charge. Next, on page number 10 in art in review section under that a working woman's desperation. Next, entrepreneurs of an epidemic. Next, twin brothers and convicted criminals Jeff and Chris George. On page number 11 in art in review section under that Samuel Beckett's Bleak Eternity. Next, on page number 12 in sports section under that basketball's greatest scorer does not have a go-to move. Next, a move by the US could give Djokovic a shoot at the Grand Slam. On page number 13 in opinion section under that Hunter claims his laptop. Next, should Jews pray for the Israeli government? Next, take back the night. Next, asthma education beats banning gas stoves. Next, on page number 14 in opinion section under that New York keeps pilling on taxes. Next, social security is a contract with America. Next, if you want peace with China, prepare for war. Next, the looting of Johnson and Johnson. Next, the end of nuclear arms control. Next, the wind farms of Indiana will age proofly. Next, whose name comes first on a joint tax return. Next, on page number 15 in opinion section under that college does not need to take 4 years. Next, it's time to resolve the cases of the uh, Guantanamo detainees. Next, the fair tax is the stock. Sorry, the fair tax is the shock over broken system needs. Next, George Costanza's Guide to Better Living. On page number 16 in World News section, under that Kenya pushes US to fund expanded base. Next, World Watch. Next, martial law declared in several areas. Next, two tied to scandal lose immunity. Next, suicide bomber wore police uniform. Next, tracking down tiny radioactive capsule was tough. Next, North Korea blames Washington for increasing tensions. On page number 17 in business and finance section, under that Amazon warns on growth cloud business. Next, shall post record annual profit, adding to sector's historic haul. Next, activist Cohen buys Nordstrom stake. Next, Meta stock rallies driving up Nasdaq. Next, Tether's manager are at a typical group. Next, more Americans tap 401,000 K savings for emergency. On page number 18 in business and finance section, under that Ford misses earnings guidance. Next, Nordstorm stake amassed. Next, 3M investor doubts company's leader. Next, earnings boosted by higher shipments. Next, COVID therapy decline spurs sales drop. Next, sales are hit again by China lockdowns. Next, more people tap 401k. On page number 19, business news section, under that Subway plans an expansion with focus outside the US. Next, Starbucks sales hit record but miss views. Next, Hans band shares dive has dividend is eliminated. Next, Beyond Meat resets retail sales strategy. On page number 20 in technology section, under that Pelt pushes Disney to oust director. Next, Qualcomm reports 12% sales fall, sees steeper drop ahead. Next, Twitter sets new developer fee. Next, Amazon warns on growth. Next, Okta to cut 5% of staff after hiring spree. On page number 26 in finance and market section, under that Adani stocks losses stock $100 billion. Next, fuel cost threatened to lift airfares. Next, Shell locks record earnings. Next, Meta rally sparks Nasdaq. Next, Deutsche Bank profit rises on booming lending business. Next, on page number 77 in market section, under that investor bet Fed in is bluffing on rates. Next, the best investment idea is also the most obvious. Next, Tether managers are atypical. On page number 28 in heard on the street section, under that Shell is very generous with buybacks. Next, AMD shines through Intel's dark cloud. Next, obesity drugs offer challenges. Next, Adani Group faces moment of truth as markets faith fades. On page number 29 in mention section, under that key difference mobile home. It's an advertisement all. So I am skipping. If you want to see, then you can see from the PDF. So that much for today. Thanks for watching. Make a good day.